Good morning, all of you students. I am your computer lecturer Sage Vijay Kumar. Today, I want to discuss about some more topics of distributed computing. So, listen carefully. All of you put your cells in mute. Okay, all of you put cells in your mute into mute. So, I will we have three classes today. So, because of lack of data storage, okay, I will explain the main things of these cluster subjects, that is distributed systems and cloud computing. Already we completed some uh, you had also listened some topics. So I want to explain a new topic in distributed systems now. So listen carefully, note down the important points, okay, in any notes in your rough book, or either notes. All topics should be at the same place. It should be noted that. After that, I will explain the topics. That's right. Okay. Uh, Now today I want to explain about transparency. Is meant by it transparency. What is transparency? What is transparency? Transparency means what it means here is distributed systems should be achieved by users, perceived by users, and application programmers as a whole rather than as a collection of cooperative, okay, components. Distributed system using distributed systems, users and application programs, okay, uh, uh, okay, take the particular things like a collection of some components. All they need all they need is the particular components and the particular data, okay, using internet. So transparency has different dimensions that were identified by answer. Okay, these represent various properties that distributed systems should have. Okay, these represent various properties that distributed systems should have. So the particular transparencies here explained are scalability transparency, performance transparency, failure transparency, migration transparency, replication transparency, concurrency transparency, and access transparency and location transparency. Okay, what are the particular transparencies available in distributed systems? We have to know scalability transparency, number one. Number three, number two, performance transparency. Number three, failure transparency. Number four, migration transparency. Number five, replication transparency. Number six, concurrency transparency. Number seven, access transparency. Okay. Number eight, location transparency. These are the transparencies, okay, which are maintained by distributed systems. So the users and application programs may use the applications and the particular components very effectively. Okay, transparency. This is the main feature. The next, access transparency. What is access transparency? It enables local and remote information objects to be accessed using identical operations. So, in access transparency, okay, access and transparency enables, okay, the particular local information and the particular the information available in a remote, okay, will be accessed by identical operations. Remotely available information and locally available information and their goals to be achieved using this access transparency. Example, file system operations in NTFS. NTFS means what? Atlas file system. Atlas file system. It is a file system. There are some types of file systems. Atlas file system, file allocation table, file system, like that. So these are used to store the particular files in the main memory. Okay. Next, the second example is navigation in the web. Okay, we are navigating forward and backward while using internet. Okay, internet in the website, in any website, we may navigate forward or we may navigate backward for accessing the particular data available in the particular web page. So, example, the next example is SQL queries. Wow. SQL means what? SQL means structured query language. Structured query language. So access transparency enables local and remote information objects to be available to every user. Okay. Next, the location transparency. Location transparency. It enables information objects to be accessed without the knowledge of their location. Location transparency means okay, irrespective of their knowledge, the information objects will be accessed. Will be accessed. Okay, without knowing the particular location, without knowing the particular storage area. Okay, all the application users programmers can easily access the information objects. For example, file system operation in NFS and pages in web, and after the tables in distributed databases. Okay, what is a database? Database is a storage unit which contains a collection of tables or files. After that, there is a concurrency transparency. Concurrency means okay at the same time, randomly at the same time, okay, parallel time. That is, if one process need a particular resource and at the same time another process also required the same resource. At that point of time, there will be a chance of okay, there will be a chance of data crash. So that is okay, that should be maintained without data crash. The data should be available to both of the processes, okay, without registration or without any disturbance. So this is meant by this is performed by concurrency transparency feature. In this feature, the data uh, is shared by several users. The information objects shared by several users, and the processes okay uh, operates concurrently. Okay, the particular informations. Okay, and the interference of any particular process to access the particular data, okay, among the all other processors, okay, without disturbance and without any data loss is known as concurrency transparency. For example, okay, so at the what it means is at okay, at the point of time, at the same time, all the process can okay, all the processes are able to access the same data at a time. After that, the examples of concurrency transparency or NFS, Nautilus file system. Okay, the second example is automatic teller machine ATM network. Okay, automatic teller machine network. Example, database management system DBMS. So while we are drawing the money from the ATM, what happens? Okay, while we are drawing the money from our account, if we contain 1 lakh rupees in our account, if you are drawing 10,000, if we are drawing 10,000, okay, so all the 90,000 rupees are kept in our account and in our ATM also online through online. But at the same time, if we take 10,000 rupees, okay, at the same time, an unknown person or any other person can access the same amount, okay, through his account. So using ATMs, okay, all the users can have the money while drawing can deposit the money at the same time. So this is the best example. Automatically, like that, similarly, uh, database management systems also uh, okay maintain concurrency transparency. Okay, why? Because uh, if there is a database, in that database, if any row in a table, any row, uh, any new row, okay, if we want to create, then we can create very easily. And that particular time, if we want to delete any particular field, okay, we can delete the particular field using insertion anomaly and deletion anomalies. There are anomalies in database management system. So after that, replication anomalies means changes, to making changes for performing the particular task. So there is another transparency, that is a replication transparency. What it means is, replication means creating duplicate copies. What is it? Creating duplicate copies. So when there is a copy, when there is a original copy created, when there is a main database created, or when there is a particular information object okay created, the particular information objects copies will be, the instances of information objects will be okay okay available to every user or application programmer. So as usually, yeah, as the particular original information object having the features like that, as same as the particular duplicate copies also have the same features, okay, same reliability and performance. Okay, okay. Next example, distributed dbms and mirroring web pages. That is, if we share a screen, our web page screen, to another person, the same features, okay, will be available there also, okay, as well as us. After that, DDBMS means distributed database management system. In DDBMS, all of the data will be shared, and particular main data will be kept in kept secretly, and the duplicate copies of that particular original data will be shared to multiple users and application programmers. So this is known as replication transparency. Okay, so failure transparency, what is meant by failure transparency? It enables the concealment of faults, allows users and applications to complete their tasks despite the failure, okay, of other components. Okay, example, DBMS, database management system. So it enables the concealment of faults. Okay, where their fault occurs, then it automatically corrects the particular fault and allows the users and applications to complete their tasks, okay, irrespective of this failure. Example, dbms. Okay, after that, migration transparency is there. It allows the movement of information of objects within a system without affecting the operations of users or application programmers. Okay, without disturbing the particular application programmers or users, the particular data will be moved from one place to another place. Okay, okay, depending upon the particular requirements given by the users or application programmers. Example, Nautilus file system, and examples, web pages. Performance transparency. Okay, it allows the system to be reconfigured to improve performance as loads vary. Okay, when there is a load, when there is a heavy traffic in the websites, the data should be available to all the users. So in that peak time also, in that situation also, all of the data should be available to every user who are using, okay, the particular database or website or internet. So example, distributed make. Okay, after that, scaling transparency. Okay, scaling transparency, what is scaling transparency? What it means? It allows the systems and applications to expand in scale without change to the system structure or the application algorithms. So it allows the systems and applications expand in scale without change, okay, to the system structure or the application algorithms. The application algorithms and the system structure, okay, won't be changed, okay, but the system applications, okay, are mainly, okay, widened. Okay, example World Wide Web, and the second example is distributed databases. Distributed database. These are the main transparencies of distributed systems. Once again, I am repeating the same question. After that, I will take the next session. Don't go anywhere. Just see what is transparency. Distributed systems should be perceived by users and application programs as a whole rather than a collection of cooperating components. So all the programmers and users are collectively, okay, use the particular whole distributed DBMS. So transparency have dimensions that were identified by ANSI. Okay, ANSI organization, okay, uh, developed dimensions, okay, for maintaining transparency. Okay, these represent various properties that the distributed systems should have. So the particular distributed systems should have, okay, some properties. Okay, the properties will be maintained using their according to their transparencies. So what are the transparencies available in a distributed systems? Just have a look again. Okay, the number one is scalability transparency. The number two is performance transparency. The number three is failure transparency. The number four is migration transparency. Okay. The number five is replication transparency. The number six is concurrency transparency. The number seven is access transparency. The number eight is location transparency. Okay. After that, okay, let us take the first one, access transparency. What what is meant by access? Okay, it enables the local and remote information objects to be accessed using identical operations. Example: file system operations in NFS, not less file system. Okay, the second example: navigation in the web page. The third example: SQL queries. What is meant by, okay, location transparency? It enables the information objects to be accessed without knowledge of their location. Example: file system operation in NFS. Okay, the second example: pages in web. The third example: tables in distributed databases. The next one is concurrency transparency. What is concurrency transparency? It enables several processes to operate concurrently using shared information objects without interference between them. Example: NFS, Atlas file system. Example. So the second example is automatic teller machine. And the third example is database management system, DBMS. After that, replication transparency enable. After that, there is replication transparency. It enables, okay, instances of information objects to, okay, to be used to increase reliability and performance without knowledge of replicas. Replicas means duplicates, okay, by users, okay, or application programmers. Example: DDBMS, Distributed Database Management System. The second example is mirroring web pages. After that, there is a failure transparency. It means it enables the concealment of faults. It allows users and application programmers to complete their tasks despite, okay, the failure of other components. Okay, example: database management system. And the next one is migration transparency. What is migration transparency? It allows the movement of the information objects within a system without affecting the operations of users or application programmers. Example: Nautilus file system. Okay, the next example is web pages. Okay, after that, there is a performance transparency. Allows the system to be recognized to improve performance as loads vary. As loads vary. After that, okay, for example, distributed need. After that, scaling transparency. Scaling transparency means it allows the system and applications to expand in scale without change to the system structure or the application algorithms. Okay, example World Wide Web, and the second example is distributed database. So this is the concept about transparency. In the next class, I will tell. Okay, I will explain the next lesson hardware concepts. Okay, what are the hardware concepts are used? Okay, while developing distributed systems. Okay, uh, did you note the points? Did you note the points? Okay, I told you have to write the main headings. Okay, in your notes, in your running notes. That's why uh, it is very easy to grasp the subject very easily. The main points will be okay. The main points will be written, and using those points, okay, we can observe what is happening. Okay, what is happening. Okay, so next. Okay, thank you, one and all. I will continue this lesson, the next lesson in the next period. Thank you.